Hey, greetings, everybody. Doing another track versus track today. And this time I'm taking a request. Just today, I put on Facebook, actually about an hour ago, asking for people to give me two albums with equal track numbers. And I've had a few people already chime in, which is cool. I'm doing it outside again today, so no vinyl show and tell. Just CDs are so much more portable. The first request I'm going to take is by Michael Galliard, and he requested Led Zeppelin 4 versus Kansas Leftoverture. Now, obviously, very familiar with this album, decently familiar with this one as well. I just gave it a listen again, just kind of a refresher, but feel pretty confident in how I'm gonna. Well, I don't know how they're gonna stack up against each other, but I feel like I know the songs well enough that I can give a fair comparison. But first, before I get started, based on comments that some people have made, I think they're a little confused about the whole concept of this track versus track. It's not which album do I like better, and I'll tell you at the end which album I like better. It's just one song off of one album versus one song off the other album, and they're not ranked. It's just how they appear uh, on the track listing. It may seem like a completely asinine, stupid idea, but you know what? I think it's fun because of the luck of the draw. I mean, yeah, I could rank the songs on the album. That's kind of a standard thing for rankers. Maybe I'm a wanker. I don't know. Not a ranker. I'm a wanker. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get started with this one. I did bring my paper and markers so I can keep proper score here. So let's just make two columns. We've got four, also known as Zoso, or goes by many names. Obviously, just Led Zeppelin didn't name their first four albums, and I'll just write left LO Overture, Kansas. Kansas is, I think, fourth album as well. If I'm not, yeah, their fourth album as well. Okay, both have 8 tracks, and little background about these albums. I'm sure you probably are familiar with these. Led Zeppelin 4 kind of was their, I don't, it wasn't their breakout album because all of their albums were hugely successful and popular, but this is probably the one that has sold the most because of Stairway to Heaven, right? And then Leftoverture, probably, if not the number one, probably the number two biggest album in their catalog. Point of No Return would be the fifth album, but this contained obviously their first like big hit and probably their biggest hit in Carry On My Wayward Son. All right, so let's get started. Okay, track one, we've got Black Dog. You know what? As many times as I've heard that song, I'd never get sick of that song. I the vocals by Robert Plant, the weird like shifting times, and the John Bonham drum. I mean, it's a classic song. It's one I never get sick of. Versus "Carry On My Wayward Son," which is a great song. I mean, objectively, it's a better song. I think I've got a little bit of the fatigue factor on that song, though. I mean, man, that song is so overplayed. But I just listened to this whole album like a week ago when I was biking, and it's a damn fine song. But you know what? What do I like better? I like Black Dog better. So we're gonna give it to Led Zeppelin for the first point. All right. Very windy out here. Hopefully, this audio doesn't turn out to be crap. Let me prop this up a little bit here. All right. So the next song we've got Rock and Roll. Uh, when I was younger, I loved that song, but that song for me has not been a favorite of mine. Probably in the last 10, 15 years. Honestly, I I skip it. it's it's um it's going up against the wall. This is not Roger Waters' The Wall. This would have been 5 years, no, 3 years prior. It's a pretty kick-ass song though, and I'm gonna give it to The Wall. Gotta love all those Moog synthesizers and Hammond organs, and obviously the vocals on both of these bands are fantastic. So we got Leftoverture with their first point. So it's 1-1. All right. Now we move to track three, Battle of Evermore. Great song. Sandy Denny of, I believe, Straubs or Fairport Convention or both. Uh, English folk rock group sings duets with Robert on this song. Obviously, the imagery is very Tolkien esque. A lot of the songs, obviously, on this album are. Great song. And that's going up against What's on My Mind. That's kind of a straight ahead rocker for this album. This album, obviously, Kansas went, became more of an arena rock album oriented rock band, but this is like a actual prog album, but with a lot of pop sensibility. So it's pretty easy to digest. That's not one of my favorite songs. I'm giving it to Battle of Evermore. That was an easy one. So that's 2 points for Led Zeppelin. All right. Track four, Stairway to Heaven, the epic song on here. And like, I do like it still. I know it's not popular to say you like Stairway to Heaven because it is overplayed, but honestly, it's a fantastic song. And that's going up against Miracles Out of Nowhere. Ooh, that's kind of an epic on here too. Kind of a side one epic. And honestly, I'm gonna go with Miracles Out of Nowhere only because it's not overplayed for me. It's an exciting listen. I love all the counterpoints. Very like Baroque, classical music style interplay between the keyboards and just yeah, there's a lot going on in that song. And Stairway to Heaven, like it's a great song too. But I'm gonna give it to Leftoverture. All right, number five. Misty Mountain Hop. Oh man, I love that John Paul Jones groove. Um, that's going to be hard to beat. It's going up against Opus Insert. That is a good song, but Misty Mountain Hop rules, man. That's such a unsung gem. I love that song. All right, track six. Four Sticks. I like Four Sticks. Four Sticks would probably be like the most obscure song on this album, which, I mean, really is any song obscure, but I don't mind Four Sticks. It's got a good a riff based feel to it, and that's going up against Questions of My Childhood. Man, so many of these songs are so great on this album. I mean, if if you were to get someone interested in prog music without it being like hit you over the head with the frying pan, like so much, like I wouldn't give Close to the Edge by Yes to someone as their first prog experience, not because it's hard to, not because it's atonal or anything like that. It's just that the songs are so long. Here they're like pretty like 5 to 8 minutes long, and there's lots of pop hooks and there's lots of like sections in them, but the vocals are soaring and yeah, man, I'm gonna give it to Questions of My Childhood over Four Sticks. All right, 3-3. It's a close match. It's a good suggestion, Michael. I wouldn't have honestly I wouldn't have pulled Kansas. I have like their first six albums or something, but I don't for whatever reason don't think of them that often, but they're fantastic. All right, now the ballad, Going to California. Love that song. When I'm in a mood for Led Zeppelin, I'm usually not in the mood for that kind of song, but that really works on this album. And that's going up against Cheyenne Anthem. Ooh, that's a good song too. But I'm gonna give it to Going to California. I love how Robert Plant sings that song. All right. Last track. When the Levee Breaks, like the big closing epic song. And to be honest, and people always rank this like in their top three favorites of this album. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem to like do much for me. There's like that weird vocal effect that they put on Robert Plant's voice, which I'm fine. I love psychedelic music, but it's like they're it's got like a bluesy groove to it, but then they tried to like psych it out a little bit. It just goes a little long for me. And that's going up against the longest song on Kansas. I mean, the magnum opus with the six different movements and stuff like that. Mainly instrumental, but like it's there. I mean, it's called magnum opus, so it must be like the best song on the album, right? It's not, but I prefer it. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. Don't say I don't like it. I like it. I think it's awesome. I think it's a work of art, but it's not one of my favorites on the album. It's a little long for me, But I think there's more going on here and more to like than when a levee breaks, which I know is probably blasphemous. So that's 4 for Leftoverture. And guess what, folks? By the way, 4 got 4. I just was an idiot and put a cross through. That usually signifies 5. But as you can see, they both got 4 points. So it's a tie. Which album do I like better? Well, I have to. Whoops, and everything goes flying. Damn it. Which album do I like better? I guess I would have to say I like Led Zeppelin 4 better, but this is, don't sleep on this album, man. Well, thanks for watching, and thanks for the suggestion, Michael. Take care. Harry, Maudie.